Danganronpa is a murder mystery visual novel created by Kazutaka Kodaka and published by Spike Chunsoft. Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc was first released in Japan on PlayStation portable devices on November 25, 2010, and 4 years later in North America on February 11, 2014. The series spawned 2 main-length sequel games, 1 spin-off game, 2 anime series, and multiple light novels. The series has recently hit its 10-year anniversary and is still going strong with a dedicated fanbase. Danganronpa has also become very popular this year, with many YouTubers playing the game, and I'm no exception myself. So without further ado, let's get to the discussion. Welcome back, guys. We got another Truth Bullets discussion. Today we're doing this on a very special game. Danganronpa, been hyped for this ever since this series has started. I kind of wanted to do Danganronpa first, but then I thought, you know what? Why not do it on Sonic Forces?
Fucking waste.
We got two guests joining me today. You already know him. It's Hector. Yeah, at the bottom.
I still hate Sonic Forces.
It's a good game, though. For some people actually like that. They should be depressed. And then we got newcomer joining us today for this debate and following Danganronpa debates. I'll just call you. We got Fernando joining us today.
My mic doesn't
I'm
work.
pretty sure we're not going to talk about Unlimited Battle.
No, we're not talking about Unlimited Battle. Danganronpa Unlimited Battle was a mistake. So today we're talking. Wait, what'd you say?
Disparagos is a good game.
Disparagos is a good game. You just need to give it a chance. Come on. So today we're gonna be talking about Danganronpa.
Sure.
Decided to upload this video on the 25th of November, since that's the date Danganronpa was released on the PSP in Japan, and that's the day I decided to. Conveniently, we're recording this 2 weeks before, so you know.
Yeah, but
very lucky on
that's
that.
if you actually post it on that day.
I will, I promise. This is gonna go up on this day, and if not, then I will do something as punishment. So before we get started, we got the same topics as usual. Probably added a new one. Same thing. We're gonna start with the experience on how we got started with Danganronpa, and how we discovered it, I guess you could say.
Nagi, is that you? Konnichiwa!
Oh, hey, what's up, Mizuna?
Wait, Mizuna, what? You're such a silly baka, Nagi-kun.
So I'll go ahead and start us off. So my experience with Danganronpa is, before I discovered Danganronpa through a couple of friends, who I'll mention in a couple seconds. But the first piece of media that I found of Danganronpa was a scene from the DR3 anime, and I don't remember what episode it is, but I only knew. I'm not gonna mention it because, spoilers. If you guys haven't seen Danganronpa.
This entire video is spoilers!
No, I'm gonna mention that beforehand, but what I mean is spoilers for Danganronpa 3. So if you guys haven't seen Danganronpa 3, definitely go check that out, or don't, it'll ruin your views on the series, or so some of us. I'm not gonna mention who. you can hear him laughing now, but it was a scene of a character's death from Danganronpa 3 that I first saw, and that was basically my first interaction with the series. I didn't know what it was. I didn't care to keep following on whatever anime it was. And then my real interaction with it was when I played. Well, I think I borrowed the game from Fernando, because him and my other friend Raul were talking about Danganronpa actually, and they were talking about Danganronpa so much that I was like, all right, you know what? It must be good if they're talking about it. I gotta play Danganronpa. And I have never regretted looking into Danganronpa since then. And I'm very thankful that Raul and Fernando would not shut up about Danganronpa.
It was a good series. Leave me alone.
Correction, it is a good series still.
True.
That is true.
Because even though V3 was the last game to come out in 2017, the community's still strong as ever, which I'm surprised. And you know, Danganronpa 4 when? I don't know. Do you know? I don't know. What about you guys? What was your initial, I guess you could say, first interaction with the series?
All right. Well, let's see. I think my first ever exposure to this series was when I was, it's funny enough. Around the same time I discovered the Ace Attorney series, I was like, "What's any game similar to this?" I found a Let's Play of the PSP fan translation. I don't remember if the official release was out already, but it was a fan translation of the original game on PSP.
The Super Dupers.
Yeah, back when it was called the Super. Well, I guess back then. But yeah, it was called the Super Duper High School level, and I was like, "Whoa, this is an interesting game." And I just followed I didn't have a system to play it on. I didn't have a PlayStation at all, so I could even play these games. So yeah, I basically followed the story for the first two games by Let's Plays because I just didn't have a way to play them. And then when V3 came out, I was like, okay, I'm gonna play this one. I don't know when, but I will. And I was blind for it. And until I got a PlayStation 4, I played V3. That was technically the first game I actually played. And then I went back to played 1 and 2, and then like go to the Spur Girls, and I saw 3. And man, that was a trip. It was definitely an enjoyable trip.
Definitely, these games should be played blind because like you only get to experience them once, you know.
Yeah, you have to play blind. These games are, yeah, you get the gist. It's a visual novel.
Character death,
visual novels,
stuff like that.
Visual novels are meant to play blind, and that's why I say try to avoid spoilers because the internet will spoil you. Literally, you probably search up Danganronpa on YouTube, you're probably gonna be like, Danganronpa, all character deaths and executions. That's probably gonna be the first thing that shows up.
So we gotta test that theory out, make sure it's not a game theory.
But yeah,
what about you, Fernando?
Series.
Well, what's your first with the Danganronpa series?
I did the horrible mistake of watching the anime first. So that kind of ruined my experience. But I did get to play the game in 2014 on the PS3.
It was not on the PS3.
I know, I'm just joking, on the PSP. I was sick. But when I played the game, I will ruin the experience because I was already spoiled on everything.
For the first game, yeah.
Yeah, for the first game, at least for the first game. But overall, I replayed it. I replayed it on 2018 on the PS4, and I was like, "Damn, I forgot mostly everything because I didn't play it after that horrible experience when I first started." But after that, I mean, it's a pretty fun game. I kind of went in blind because I only remembered like 3 characters out of the 12 or 13.
16, yeah.
My bad, sorry. But yeah, I really did enjoy it. It was a fun experience to play this game again because I really do enjoy the Danganronpa series.
What I do remember is like you, Roll, and Hector, and you guys were like, "Hey, let's all pitch in our money to buy the Danganronpa game together, and then we'll just lend it towards each other." And then you guys come at me later, and you guys were you guys told me about Hector and how he went out and he just bought his own game copy and stuff like that.
Yeah, that kind of broke me and Roll's heart because we were like, "What? You didn't tell us?" And Hector was like, "I know, you guys were taking forever."
I really wanted to play 3, okay? I really
okay.
wanted to play 3 because that was the big one. I was completely blind except for chapter 1 because Rule spoiled me. And yeah, the best part is it was the day 1 edition that's been in GameStop for like a year and a half.
Oh, you got it used?
That was new.
Well, how?
I don't know.
All right then.
Either way, that was my experience. I was talking about it with my friend Raul. And this Joel heard us, and well, now look where we are. Yeah,
this is where we at. This is where we at right now. I also remember that day we went to go hang out at Hector's house, and he was playing Danganronpa. It was the first chapter, the first class trial on his TV, and I was like, "Oh, what you playing?" At that time, I still didn't know. Man, time flies by fast though. Like, damn.
Spoilers, guys. Hector will spoil you whenever he gets a chance.
Oh yes, yes, he will.
By accident. On accident, you.
That's alright. I did it too on V3 to Julio. which I
I,
kind of
I,
regret.
I mean,
'Cause,
I
like,
spoiled by
when-
accident.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
We'll go with that.
yeah, that's my experience with the game.
Yeah,
Horrible
I mean,
experience with the fucking anime.
the anime. Okay, the anime, like art style wise, it's okay. The only thing is, the only problem that I have with the anime is that it's rushed.
No, there's so many details the enemy skipped in the game.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely rushed, but the art style looks good.
I have not watched the anime. I really like watch clips of it.
The game takes you like a day to finish. The anime was 12 episodes. So,
So yeah, you can take a day to finish it.
yeah, same day, but. Well,
I do
actually, no,
remember
the
seeing-
game
I
does
do
not
remember-
take a day to finish. My bad. The game.
It's like 3 days if you keep playing non-stop.
I wouldn't go that far.
Yeah.
I'd say at least 2 days.
No, because I remember I replayed it in 2018 when I first got it again. I stayed up for 2 nights playing it in a row.
Oh my god.
Man,
I was hooked. I got hooked on it. It was like back in 2014 when I. played
And
it
there's
on
so
the
much
PS2.
stuff to do while you're playing the game, right? But the anime just like, you know what? Nope. It's like
Cross out all the important-
one episode is the death. The other day they finish the trial. And it goes on like that for like the other 11 episodes.
dude, like the first death, I was like, oh no. Next episode, Makoto just, yay!
Next episode is like, you did it. I know you did it. I already know.
I love how trials last like 2 minutes.
Or the investigation time is just done in montage. Right, you know.
So what if me and my Nakama from the Kawaii Choir got a little drunk one night and took photos of ourselves buck naked? Sumimasen for having a good time! I mean, we got really down and dirty too, Nagi.
It was at this moment that I was reminded of that crazy bear's promise of nude Mizuno pictures if we happened to murder somebody. I, of course, would never even consider doing such a thing, but this did not stop me from fixating like hell on the idea of a teen idol in the box.
Now everybody's been eyeing me up! I've seen the way they look at me! My Kokoro can't take this! Ooh,
So the main story of Danganronpa is that these 16 students are trapped within a school. They have no memory of what just happened or how they got locked in there. They don't know each other. They're random to each other. And the only way to get out is by killing someone and getting away with the crime. Out of all these 16 students, you play as Makoto Naegi, the protagonist. You know, every student in this school, Hope's Peak Academy, has a talent called Ultimate Talent. So, you know, well, actually, depending on what translation you play, they're called Ultimates, or like Hector's translation back when you first played it, you know, Super Dupers, you know?
Yeah, well, in the official English translation, it's ultimate.
Yeah, the Ultimate Talent. So, you know, you got the Ultimate Idol, the Ultimate Baseball Star. Makoto himself just happens to be the Ultimate Lucky Student who wins a draw. Or,
In my opinion, it's the best talent because nothing really can hurt you really.
It's
'Cause you
the
have luck on your
asshole talent. Yes. I think the best way to describe it is the asshole
Ultimate
talent.
luck. Ultimate
Yeah.
luck is really the asshole talent. Because you know why? Because it's a character in the next game.
Oh, yep. Well, Makoto's is different, but yeah. So the
Yeah,
way
but-
Makoto's luck is that, you know, his, basically there's like a guardian angel looking out for him, and nothing can go wrong in his ways. You know, he always has this, like, sort of angel.
He has plot armor.
AKA the plot armor talent, there you go. But doesn't every protagonist? you know, if you know, you know.
Except for V3. You get what I mean?
I was gonna mention something else. Oh yeah, so they're being held here at the school by the antagonist Monokuma, who is the quote-unquote headmaster of the school, forcing them to commit crimes through motives that he shows them, whether it be holding your family hostage, or money, or, you know, just plain out saying who the traitor is. So the only way to get out of school is by killing someone and getting away with the crime. But, you know, when you kill someone, people find the body. You gotta have investigation time, and then after that, there's a class trial to determine who the real killer is. So, what do you guys think about the story? Like, what's so intriguing about the story of Danganronpa that, like, just hooks people in, you know?
So, okay. No,
Okay.
Hector, shut up. So,
Wait, no, who said first? Who spoke first? Me or you?
I did.
Fernando kind of got
You know
the
what?
high
Fine.
ground with making you
Yeah.
shut up, so
No,
Yeah, but he has the high ground.
Fernando
Yeah,
is
that's
on
right,
top
you
of you, so...
All right, so So what I thought about the game or about the story was it was really intriguing because when I first started playing it, I was like, oh, okay, this morning when I first saw it, I mean, my first experience, like back to the first experience topic, I thought it was going to be a nice, happy, like mystery solving game. But literally like 10 minutes within the game, you're hit with the slap to the face and it becomes just a killing game. I'm like, bro, like what? And so it got me even more intrigued, and I'm like, you really, I got hooked onto it. I'm pretty sure Israel and Hector are the same. They got hooked onto it because it's an interesting game, or interesting scenario how it went, because it shows you how it's like, oh, it's gonna be happy and fun, and then just bam, slaps you in the face, and boom, you go. You're into another like genre game, like you never expected. Because if you go in blind, you don't expect this. Obviously, if you go in blind, it's just my personal take on it. But in terms of the game, I really do like it. It's really intriguing. It has a lot of good aspects. The music's really well. It fits in all parts of the game and wherever it plays. So, like action scene, the music really transitions into it well. That's what I'm trying to say.
You know, the story is split up into 6 chapters. You know, a prologue and an epilogue included. The ending is left open. That's interesting. So, true. Playing this game for the first time, seeing the ending is like, whoa, you know, what actually happened to these surviving characters. But I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. Go ahead, Hector. But what hooked you into the story?
All right. First things first. Okay. Okay. Let's get the obvious thing out of the way. It's a murder mystery game. Yeah, I tend to like those type of games. You know, I think I'm pretty sure I made obvious. You guys already know it's obvious. I'm a big Ace Attorney fan, and it's like, oh, play this game. I was like, okay, cool. Although, like when they actually playing the game, when I played 1 specifically, I already know the whole concept and shit because I played V3. But just the whole concept of Danganronpa in general, it already caught me interested. I think the killing game is the best part of the story, and all the games, the killing game is the most important part for me, and it's because it affects the characters, it affects the actual story, the cases. It's the huge chunk of the game. This is what you're playing the game for. The actual story
is another thing.
Yeah, because to me, Danganronpa is, there's 2 things. There's the Danganronpa killing game, which obviously all of the games focus on. And then there's the Danganronpa story that it tries to be.
Tries?
Oh boy, we're getting into some juicy stuff right now, guys.
Okay, I'm not there yet. We're not talking about 2 yet.
Oh.
So, because Danganronpa 2 would be very fun to talk about. Like, okay, Danganronpa 2. I mean, 1. Just the basic killing game was good. I think the killing game in the first game is good. It's really interesting. They definitely, all right. It has a tone. It has a very good tone. It's like in the middle of dark with some lighthearted moments. And I think that's a good balance that the series should be in.
I think I kind of get what you mean. Kind of like, you know, roaming the halls in the morning, or at least what they determine to be the morning, because you can't really look outside the school. You're trapped in the school, you know? There's no way of knowing what day it is, you know? You're just going by what Monokuma tells you it is, you know, if it's nighttime or daytime. That definitely, and I just mentioned this before, so I'm gonna just steal the words right out of your mouth, because like it clicked in my head when you said this. Like, compared to every other Danganronpa game, this one is claustrophobic as hell.
Yeah, and that's I think that's the beauty of the first game. It gives them a reason to want to escape the most.
You know, some characters are gonna break Sayaka.
Okay, so, I'm gonna stop doing this joke because I know I'm gonna milk it to death. Danganronpa 2. But I'm gonna. Okay, I'm just gonna save my problems with Danganronpa 2 until that is done. But yeah, it's claustrophobic. The first game is everything around it is tight.
Hey, that's what she said.
You can't do much other than just live there, which gives them.
Hold on, pause. Did you say that's what she said?
What?
Oh, my bad. Continue.
My bad. Okay, sorry.
It gives them a great motive to want to escape. They can't see the outside world. They don't know the time of day. They don't know how it is. They don't know anything about their family. They're just stuck in there by themselves with strangers and who could kill them at any point. And the killing game is at its best in this type of situation, which is what I think the first game nails in a lot. Which is the big reason it kept me interested throughout the whole game. Because Chapter 1 is a perfect intro.
That's actually what I want to get into. Let's talk about Chapter 1.
I can agree with that.
You know, Chapter 1, this is where like the motives come in. Like, no one's killed each other yet. They believe there's a way out. But, you know, some characters are starting to lose hope, like, right away. You know, Sayaka, obviously, you know, with the look in her eyes as she's, like, frightened. You know, she doesn't want to be forgotten by the outside. You know, she needs attention. You know, she's an attention hogger. That's what she is. That's why she's breaking, you know, because she doesn't have attention, you know, with the rest of the students.
That's actually kind of a good way to put it, and the best way to put it.
The theme of, like, the first chapter is relationships, because the first motive is, you know, Monokuma is showing these kids their families and then a destroyed setting of where their families were, and then it says, want the answers? Graduate. And the only way to graduate, kill someone and get away with it.
Which, all right, let me explain. I want to talk what makes this chapter perfect. A, it sets in the reality of the situation they're in.
Oh, definitely.
B, betrayal. It just sets the tone for the entire killing game, basically. Chapter 1 is perfect in saying the reality of the killing game and the tone of the first game.
Yeah, like,
because
that first death is what gets you, you know? Going back to Makoto's room to see Sayaka's, like, dead body. By the way, easiest class trial in the whole series, so... but, like, seeing her dead body is shocking, because you weren't expecting that.
My only problem with the first chapter is 11037.
Easy, yep. Well, we don't want to skip over this. Monokuma killing Junko. That kind of gets you out. That got me out of nowhere.
Yes.
With the Spear of Gun Gear, which was later brought back in 2, but first used
to be fair, he did mention if any threat came to
yeah, it was foreshadowed. Yeah.
He was gonna do something. Remember, he wasn't gonna allow anyone threatening the principal.
Yeah, he almost blew up Mondo too.
So Junko had it come. Junko had it come. Yeah, she's for looking for rules. I'm just being true.
Yep.
Yeah, Junko.
Yeah. And what about the first class trial? Let's talk about the first class trial.
It's easy, but it's good.
Yeah, it definitely sets a stake. You know, everyone is against you because, number one, she's dead in your room. What are you gonna do about it? So it's more like the first one has stakes, you know, because like they're betting that it's you. So, you know, gotta clear up your name, you know. And then obviously, you know, the death note, you know, 11037, flip it upside down, it's Leon. Come on, everyone saw that from the beginning. You cannot tell me you did not.
That is if you read English. It probably was harder than the Japanese version, you know.
Leon.
It was in Japanese.
Leon.
But yeah, so it was honestly easy because they just gave it to you right there. If you just looked at it, all you have to do is just look right there and it's spelled out for me.
What did get me though is the execution. That is probably like what got me hooked into this game. Knowing even more that this game does not want to pull any punches, watching Leon's like execution is literally what made me feel that this game is serious. You know?
Yeah.
The death of 11037 is actually a really again, it sets up the tone. Everything about chapter 1 is setting up the tone and the reality of the situation they're in.
Yeah. On my execution ranking list, Leon's execution was the one from the first game that was the highest out of all of them. Because from Leon onward, they're kind of weak. You know, I don't know why they started off strong and then just went down.
I don't know. Probably they're like, yeah, we need to lower the rating or some shit.
Speaking of,
not go up the rating.
They kind of did, because blood in this game is pink, which is nice artistic style.
Yeah.
But let's move on to chapter 2.
Oh man, if chapter 1 was like the the setting up the game, chapter 2 is expanding on it.
Definitely. You know, every time a class trial is completed, Monokuma opens up another section of the school. In this case, being the 2nd floor.
Oh boy, we got a pool now.
Woo! Yeah. They got that pool. You know, victim in this case, Chihiro Fujisaki. Murderer, Mondo Owada. Owada, is it?
Butter Josuke.
Yeah, Butter Crazy Diamond. Crazy Diamond himself.
His shirt, literally, I forgot his shirt says Crazy Diamond.
Yep. His gang is called the Crazy Diamonds, I think. The motorcycle gang.
Oh, wait, isn't this the introduction to a special character?
I don't know what you mean.
Well, oh wait, no. That's
Wait.
Never mind.
You talking about
You're talking about the
Kyoko?
16th student?
No, you're talking about that one.
No, not that student. A second personality.
Yeah,
Yeah, genocide.
Jack.
Genocide Show, Jack,
or Jill. She has different. Yeah, that's a lot of names.
Yeah,
I think the English one, for sure, is just Jack.
yeah.
And then they call him Sho in the Japanese. I don't know. I think so. But the case in this one is that Monokuma uses a motive, the motive of shameful secrets, and that he that he will reveal if no one kills anyone. So Chihiro, seeing that his secret is going to get revealed, wants to get stronger. So how does he do that? He asks Mondo to train him. And Mondo, seeing that Chihiro, this little weak person, is stronger than him, Mondo just loses it, and he kills Chihiro in a blind rage with a dumbbell, which was pretty sad. And
by the way, guys, Chihiro is best waifu.
So
Yeah.
yes,
Waifu.
Waifu, yes.
It was actually Israel's favorite waifu too.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, guys. I did romance Chihiro before I knew what the secret was. Chihiro is a cross-dresser.
No, here's the best part, Israel. I remember I was like, yo, Chihiro's pretty cute. And then like an hour later, no, Chihiro's dead! And then out of that one, Chihiro's a guy!
Okay.
I remember that. He started talking me that too.
I didn't know.
He was debated so hard. I knew from the first time I met him, I was like, wait a minute, this guy seems fishy. And then after a couple minutes of looking, I was like, yup, this guy's a cross-dresser.
I mean,
But
I
it
don't
turns
judge
out
Chihiro.
Israel got blindsided by the bait and he took it, and well, guess what happened?
I got baited, guys. I fell for it. I don't care.
Chapter 2 is tragic. I think chapter 2 is tragic.
And it's sad to see Mondo go, you know? Because, what really kind of made me want to cry was, Ishimaru crying to Monokuma about not, please don't kill my bro, you know? They really built up, in this one chapter, they built up their relationship as bros, you know?
Yeah. Monokuma, to really try to butter up the relationship between Mondo and Ishimaru in this chapter specifically. And it's like, oh, it actually works. And then, Mondo's like, butter.
Yeah, literally becomes butter, which is weird. Why is execution just turning into butter? I mean, the first part of it was pretty cool, but it's weird. It's just weird.
It's just weird, I would say.
But honestly, I really think this case it's damn good. Oh, it's not like this. Oh, actually, no, I like it. I
not the
actually really
best.
like this case.
Oh yeah.
Not the best piece in the game, but it's actually one of the top tiers in my opinion of this game.
All right. I see you.
Like, mostly because a lot of it is just Togami fucking with you.
Yes, Togami finds Chihiro's dead body and suspends it, like if Chihiro was being crucified, and then he writes on the board. I believe I don't remember the wording that he wrote down. Something about murder or something, but he blames it on Genocide Jack.
You mean Toko?
Yeah, which is later revealed to be Toko. Yeah.
I was gonna say, I love how I just love the idea that Togami just like just chilling, walking. He finds Chihiro's body and he's like, "All right, boys, I'm about to do a prank on YouTube. I'm about to prank the dude."
It's Logan Paul all
finding
over
my
again.
finding a hanged body prank.
Right.
It was just a prank, bro.
It was just like, I love that's the first thing he tries to do. Oh man,
that-
Togami's such a good
yeah.
kid.
You hate him, but you love him. He's a lovable, hateful person.
He's an asshole, but a good one.
Yeah, he's a lovable asshole. There you go. That's the right word.
We can talk
Really
about the
warms up to
characters.
you towards you. But that's all I gotta say on chapter 1.
Alright, time for Case 3 Syndrome.
Case 3, yes. I mean, for the first game it was good, but then it became a staple for the next ones.
I actually don't mind Case 3 in this one. It was a smart plan.
I don't mind the idea of killing off more than one person. I think it's really
Man.
cool, having multiple deaths, but like having them done by the same person is pretty.
It would have been so cool if they kept it unique.
Yeah, I feel you.
Man, I really
So-
hope they don't do the double murder again on Case 3 specifically. Man,
So-
I hope they don't do that again.
Chapter
Wait.
3's like main motivation theme was greed. Monokuma
Money.
offered off like a lot of money to whoever would, kill someone and then get away with it. They would get the money. So who becomes the murderer in this case? Technically, there's 2, but in reality, only 1 survives. So the victim in this case is also 2, which is pretty interesting because Celeste and Hifumi make a deal. Hifumi kills Ishimaru, who I think had now fused with Mondo's spirit to become Ultra Instinct or something. His hair turns white and his eyes red.
I don't know what that means.
So it's weird, but I'll take it, whatever. So he hits him on the head with a hammer, and which is pretty sad because I actually really like Ishimaru, but bye bye I guess. And then Hifumi goes back to Celeste, and Celeste betrays Ishimaru, who then Celeste
mean
kills
Hifumi?
with an even bigger. Oh yeah, Hifumi, and then even kills him with an even bigger hammer,
Man, I didn't know Ishimaro came back from the dead.
just to kill himself.
Yeah, honestly, I think the motive is okay, but the actual plan is actually smart.
Better, like having
Yeah,
them
the
mix
way
up
you-
the time of
the way the
death.
plan looks pretty good.
Yeah. I actually think the plan of this one is smart. Celeste is yeah, I'm a big brain.
She's putting
And
everything
then-
on the line.
and then
I mean,
fuck
she's
up
using
hard.
her ultimate talent. She's the ultimate gambler.
And then she fucks up hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, he pretty
We're
much
gonna
lists
die
out
just
all
like
the-
them.
Oh yeah, how can I forget her plan to frame Yashihiro was the greatest thing ever. Just hey look,
Perfect
Yashihiro
justice.
was in this robot suit. It's clearly him.
But yeah, they were just chasing around Robo Justice. And then
Where's this goddamn robot?
yeah, and then they find him in the pool. He's just chilling. He's just taking a nap.
He's just like, hey guys, what up?
I woke up and I was in this robot suit. I just woke up from my nap.
How did I get here? I don't know.
Exactly.
I'm just here.
And then, ever since you met Celeste, she was using this sort of Russian, I guess you could say, accent. But it's revealed later on that she faked her name. Her real name is Yasuhiro Teiko, and she's American. She's Japanese, right? She's the same race as them. She just made up that just because she was hoping to live a more unique lifestyle, which kind of fits into her execution. The burning of the Versailles wish, Versailles, whatever. Which I actually really have trouble pronouncing, so I don't even know what the right word is. is, but she was being burned at the stake. Like the witches were like the women who were actually burned like that, you know, in the real Salem, you know. And then which is a unique way to go, you know. And then Monokuma comes in with a fire truck, killing her in a car crash, which is one of the most common ways to die.
Wii U.
Very. Not to mention, it's also ironic because it was a fire ambulance. Fire ambulance? Fire truck. It was a fire truck. There you go. I don't remember what else is revealed in this chapter. Oh yeah, I think this was also the chapter where we see someone talking to Monokuma. What were you saying?
Yeah, but Alter Ego.
Yes, Alter Ego is also introduced in this one. My bad. Yeah, J-Hero made an advanced AI system, codename Alter Ego, in his laptop.
Alter Ego.
Which is like the whole thing.
Where did he get a laptop?
I
don't remember when he got a laptop.
He just did. J-Hero special. He's built different. I guess.
Okay, cool.
Different. Just take the explanation. Don't think about it.
Man,
but we also see, you know, a hint for chapter 4 that like someone is a traitor in the group. Someone's talking to Monokuma and they know something about a 16 student. Monokuma's like, no, that's off limits. You can't ask that. And then the chapter ends there. And then later on, chapter 4, which the main theme I believe would be betrayal, because it's revealed that Monokuma reveals the traitor to the whole group, and the traitor is Sakura. You know. I mean, at first, I'm like, damn. Like, it's Sakura. This is a really good chapter.
This is a really good chapter. Because it's such a simple, like, there's not even a plan. It's just Sakura was like, hey, I want to be friends with you, and then she killed herself.
Yep.
But because of fucking Yasuhiro, Toko, and Aoi, they just fucked up the case.
Yep. Everyone probably would have died if it wasn't for those 3 idiots. Well, I mean, technically, Aoi did want to kill everyone.
Which
no, Aoi, you know Aoi did.
I don't know. I feel weird because I'm like, Aoi, you're dumb, but at the same time, I can kind of understand. But at the same time, it's like, why?
Who the 16th student is. You know, Mukuro Ikosawa is revealed to be the 16th student. Are you alright? What was that?
Dude, fucking New World plays in this. Like, New World Order is just like...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That reminded me. Togami gets development in this case.
Yeah, you actually get to one-up Togami on this. He actually gets, like, surprised, which I found it delightful.
It's also the fact that this is also the case that basically everyone's like, yeah, this game's kind of boring now. At least that's what Togami's thinking.
I mean, with so little
like,
people left the game.
Anymore. Yeah, because they're not motivated to like kill anymore.
Yep. Speaking of motivation,
because of what...
there is no motivation in chapter 5. It just happens.
Chapter 5, it just happens. It literally just like, here, let's just put this in there.
Chapter 5 feels like rushed, but I can understand. It's all understandable why.
It's technically the first part of a 2-part chapter, you know? Because you can't talk about chapter 5 without 6, and you can't talk about 6 without 5, because it's kind of like the same trial, you know?
It's a 2-part chapter. Yeah.
Yep. And the chapter begins with Makoto waking up, seeing like a masked someone trying to kill him with a knife, and then he passes out again. Seems reasonable. And then he wakes up again, and then Kyoko's in there, and then she says something, and then he's like, alright, I'm gonna go back to bed now. And then he wakes up later, and Kyoko's missing, and then he finds everyone working on dismantling Monokuma because he was laying idle for a long time. And they're in the gym, and then they head over to I believe they want to break into the headmaster's room, I think it is, but they can't get in, so they go to the garden, you know. By the way, there's a giant plant there, which doesn't have any significance, but I thought it would, but it doesn't. So they see a dead body on the floor. Someone's missing. Who else could it be, you know? So Toko rushes, or not Toko, my bad. Is it Toko or Genocide Jack?
I think it's Genocide Jack.
Yeah, Jack runs in, tries to rip off the mask, and then an explosion happens. So now they can't tell because the body is burnt to a crisp who the victim is. Not to mention, Monokuma is still idle, and Kyoko's missing. So, like, what's going on there? Yeah, she also flies. So then they go back, I think they find a key, and they go to the media room, I think it is. or the computer room. I don't know. Find the computer room. They did, and then they find the TV. They turn it on, and then it shows like from far away. It's like a bird's eye. I wouldn't say bird's eye view, but it's them. You know, they're on TV, and it's like, what was this being broadcasted for? You know? And then Monokuma wakes up again, and he's like, I wanted to play dead, give you guys hope, and just to shatter it into despair again. And then he reveals that he's broadcasting this to someone outside of the school, you know? And before the class trial is when Kyoko shows up. So Kyoko's not dead. So who else could it be? You know, the ultimate despair. Mukuro Kosaba. So then you go into the class trial. This class trial is cut short, by the way. Not to mention, this is where you get another ending. Can we talk about the other ending?
It's clearly weird
Yeah.
and out of character.
At a point during the trial, you can choose to call out Kyoko on her lie or not. And if you do call her out, Kyoko receives an execution. Pretty scary execution, by the way. And then you get an ending where, you know, the surviving, the rest of the characters, you know, just live out their days peacefully, having kids with Aoi because, you know, Toko decided to opt out.
It's more like a dream than an actual ending because they just cut back to Makoto like, wait a minute, no, I don't want that.
Yeah, he's like, nah, I don't want to have kids and live happily. No, you can't have that.
And it goes back to the, well, not to the beginning, but
The trial, yeah. It goes back to where you made your decision on calling out Kyoko or not. But the canon route is Makoto taking the fall, which I don't know how to feel about that. Like, how would everything
pissed
get
me off?
Yeah.
First time I felt, I was like, what?
I mean, like, don't get me wrong. Kyoko was, like, a good girl. But for Makoto to die just because she was lying? I don't know. That just kind of makes me feel weird. Like, why Makoto? But also, during the Makoto's execution is also different because if you call out Kyoko, she dies. But when Makoto gets executed, Alter Ego shows up and saves Makoto.
This is the part one thing stupid.
Yeah.
This is the part one thing that's stupid. Well, like, why is it Alter Ego saving Kyoko?
Plot armor at its finest.
Yeah, definitely. The ultimate luck. Really going to work.
I'm like, if Alter Ego's gonna save Makoto, why not save Kyoko? Like,
because she's not needed apparently. But since it was Makoto that was about to die, guess what happened? His plot armor came in.
Yep.
His luck factor came in. Oh, I'm not gonna be joking about it, but his luck factor came in and Alter Ego saved him.
Literally. Yep. And everyone is surprised too. Like, what's going on? And then that's actually where the chapter ends, which is interesting.
Yeah. And then chapter 6 begins, the final chapter of the game.
Yep, where it's revealed that, you know, Kyoko remembers her ultimate talent because during the game when you first meet her, she doesn't remember her talent. And then later on, I believe in chapter 3, she mentions to Monokuma what did she do to her body. I believe it was chapter 4 actually. And you know, that implies that Monokuma did something to them, you know? They can't remember what's going on. So then she gets her memory back in chapter 6, or at the beginning of chapter 6, where she
doesn't get her, like,
she remembers.
Yeah,
she remembers what her ultimate talent is, you know? Or she turns out to be the ultimate detective. Pretty convenient, but then again, it kind of made sense since she's always there, like, during the investigation time, you know? She's always like, oh, you know, it's this and this and that.
She's always looking for, she's always trying to find new things, new clues.
Yeah. It's, and, you know, I guess you could say, like, even though she didn't remember, she was still working on, like, her ultimate talent, you know? She was doing things that, like she can be, called ultimate detective for, you know? I don't know the correct word to explain it, but, like, she had those memories, I guess you could say. She just didn't know them. And then this is the last chapter. So Kyoko and Monokuma talk about, like, oh, you know, let's have a retrial, you know, put our hope against your despair. If we figure out the mystery behind the school, we get to go free, you know? And it sets up perfectly. This is their freedom versus, like, the despair that Monokuma has inflicted on them over, like, I don't think it's been over a week. I think they've probably been there for probably a month. They don't specifically say, but it has to be more than just 1 week, you know?
Mm-hmm. Like,
and
I wouldn't say for a week, probably more like a month or so.
Yeah, like, it has to be more than a week. At least that's what I want to believe. I'm like pretty certain they're not there for a couple of days. Or they have been there for more than a month, actually. They just didn't know it. And during the class trial, many things are revealed about the school. And this is where I feel like the plot twist, the main plot twist of the game, kind of comes out of nowhere. Because other than the killing game being broadcasted and the school photos, nothing can prepare you for the world being destroyed.
Which is oof. Which the other Danganronpa.
It's just gone. You know, the world is just gone. How could
Yeah,
the world just end?
It's literally just left into ashes.
Yep. It's been destroyed by people who just want to inflict despair on others, and that's all it is. And then, you know, even against all these odds, they discover who the mastermind is, the person controlling Monokuma. It turns out that Junko was actually still alive. This is another plot twist, which I thought was pretty interesting, because, like, they didn't know who Junko was at the beginning. It was amazing. Honestly, I don't know what to say, but like Mukuro Ikusaba was pretending to be Junko. You know, she was Junko in disguise, and she took the death, which she was not expecting to happen. By the way, Junko betrayed Mukuro. You know, I think the original plan was like Monokuma would capture Mukuro and lock her up somewhere, and then they had to fight for her. I believe it was, but this was much better. In Junko's idea, you know, Junko's said this was much better than killing her off.
I want to say, the other thing I actually like about that plot twist is it's actually like you can, if you replay the game, you can tell.
Yeah.
How Mukuro acts. She can tell like her whole plan and everything. It's clearly foreshadowed since the beginning of the game. I'm like, oh, that's nice.
Even doing the free time events are good.
Yeah,
you can like tell. My bad, I cut you off.
Oh no, it's just that it was just Mukuro. Like she was the secret student. Because if you notice in the first trial, well, there was supposed to be 16 chairs all taken up.
Yep, that's right. It was also hinted in the first trial too. There were 15 of them and 16 chairs. That's right. Monokuma was just like.
Yeah, one of the students, I forgot who it was, but questioned the fact that Musaba, there you go. And then questioned why is there 16? We're only 15. Like, oh, it's just extras.
It's just there, just in case. You know, just in case.
Which wouldn't make any sense. Which wouldn't make any sense because they knew exactly how many students were going to be in there in the first place to be put in there.
Yep.
So it's kind of foreshadowing. Yeah. But other than that, I mean, she was just disguised.
Yep.
All right, boy.
I think it's a great plot twist.
The Junko stuff, I like that because it's part of the murder mystery too.
With the world
ending, at the same time,
the tragedy.
All right, because here's my problem. Because now we can talk about this. Because now, Chapter 6 is the change. It goes from Danganronpa, the killing game, to Danganronpa, we're trying to have a story game. Don't know what we're doing anymore.
We just need to come up with a cool ending.
Yeah, because here's my problem is the series in general is it feels like there's two writers. There's Kodaka actually writing the killing game stuff where he's actually damn good, and then Kodaka switches personality to write the other part,
the story part.
That's what it feels like, because it's like it's a completely different game now. What the hell? How do we go from the killing game to end of the world?
In the words of our idiot Yasuhiro, how can the world end? It's the world. I mean, I don't mind it. I just don't like it, you know? It feels like it came out of nowhere. If there were more hints, it's the same thing that 2 has. You know, if there were more hints, I'd be down with it. And I think V3 does it fine. I'm not gonna mention the
Yeah.
plot twist because we're going to get in those videos. But you know, I will say that you know V3 does it better than the first two. But you know, as the trial continues, it's revealed that they were there for 2 years, and they had those 2 years of memories taken away. So when they first met each other for the first time in the school, they had already met earlier when they were actual students of Hope Speak Academy. It's also revealed that they locked themselves in the school, which I thought was insane because they've been trying to get out, but they built it so that they couldn't get out or anything couldn't get in. Can't get any worse than that.
So how did Junko manage to erase their memories?
The world may never know. Well, I guess you could say the DR3 anime tries to explain it, you know, with the whole mind, needles in the head thing.
The key word tries.
Yeah, and the hypnosis.
Man. Thank you, Danganronpa 1.
Thank you, Danganronpa. Thank you, Danganronpa 3, for the amazing writing. But you know, then Junko decides, I'm tired of this. Let's just end it. You know.
Junko?
Yeah, Junko.
I heard you say Dunko.
Dunko. Yeah, and then Funko Pop decides to end it, and then you know, if they choose to vote for Hope, then I think Makoto dies, and they get to, and everyone else gets to live in the school forever. But if they choose Despair to punish Despair, then Junko dies, and they get to go out, and then it becomes this amazing like, I guess say final like discussion, which I think was nailed perfectly in the anime. I think the anime did it better.
Yeah.
The best way to say this is Makoto screaming at everyone else, and then they're like, "Yeah, sure."
It's because in the game, it's just like copy the word hope and then shoot it at them. But then Makoto doesn't say anything else, and then they themselves come to the realization. Like for example, Asahina is like, and then Makoto shoots the word hope at those 3 dots, and then she's like, "Yeah, you're right." And then Makoto's like, "I didn't say anything." And he's like, "What would Sakura do?" And he's like, "I don't know. She's dead." And then you know, they get hope. But the anime is so much better because you know Makoto shoots the word hope, and then he's like, Hina, you know, think about this, and what would Sakura do if she was here? And he's actually talking to them about hope, and that's what the main last trial is. The main topic of the last trial is, you know, the main theme: hope versus despair. Yes, yeah, you know, and then hope prevails. You know, like even Kyoko says herself, maybe Makoto wasn't there by chance. He had to go there. You know, Lady Luck needed him there.
Man, he's the ultimate hope.
And then yes, she declares him the ultimate hope, and Junko's like, "What is this?" And then you know,
what is this plot armor?
I forgot he was the protagonist, and then she dies.
And then she's like, basically the ending. Hey, I guess I have evolved to my final form. I give up now.
I give up.
He became too strong for her, and she just decided to kill herself.
Do you think Junko should have lived, or do you think she should have died?
Well, Danganronpa 2, Ultra Despair, girls.
Well, I mean actual Junko. Do you mean like actual real human Junko should have lived or died?
Nah, she should have lived.
Danganronpa 2, Ultra Despair.
Hector's over here like, we can't. She's still.
Alright, man.
Yeah. I think the death was too good for her. Not to mention it was pretty bad execution.
No, it's just like, man, isn't it insane that Junko dies? The rest of the series just like.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, pretty sad.
How should we tell? How should we tell them that Junko lives?
How should we tell him?
They'll figure it out at the end of Danganronpa 2.
They'll figure it out, I guess. I mean, it would have been weird if someone else was controlling Monokuma. That's another. That's another discussion for another day.
That's for another discussion.
The epilogue is basically, I guess you could say, where everything wraps up.
Wait, how can we forget? I just remember something. How can we forget that Toko is like the most important as hell in the final chapter because Genocide Jill.
Toko literally like she's in there for like 5 minutes, and then Bakyo's like do it, and then she sneezes and changes personality with Genocide
Legit,
Jack. And she stays like
that's the
that.
only reason.
That's the only thing she's there for.
I love how Toko's perspective was like, oh man, this is gonna be the final chapter. Why are we at the door?
So we're having another class trial? Like, so we did it, we graduated. She's just like completely out of the loop, you know, she doesn't even know what's going on. She wakes up at the end.
Okay, but that one's funny. It's just like, wait, where are we?
Or the fact that Genocide Jack knew what was going on from the beginning, but didn't say anything. That's pretty.
Thank you, Genocide Jack. You could have saved us all the trouble.
Okay, it was at chapter 2, so she could have saved everyone from chapter 3 and onward, but she didn't.
No, you know why? Because you didn't ask.
Oh yeah, I only answer questions when I'm asked. Oh my god, and that doesn't help her case in UDG. It's just the same thing. You didn't say you knew my brother. You didn't ask.
Yeah, you never asked.
There's a personality quirk that we have to get used to.
I mean, not anymore. Maybe.
Not anymore.
Hopefully, maybe. Hopefully. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing Genocide Jack again. She honestly became one of my favorite characters. When I finished UDG, I was like, I love Toko now. She's amazing.
We can
yeah, let's go back to the epilogue. So, you know, Makoto and everyone else, the other survivors, Makoto, Kyoko, Byakuya, Asahina, Hiro, and Toko are the six survivors of the killing game of Hope's Peak Academy.
It's interesting though, like, okay, Makoto, Kyoko, and Byakuya, that makes sense. Aoi, okay. Toko, yeah, sure. She was actually really useful. What the hell is Yasuhiro being here live?
I know, right? And then
this is the same man who talks about how his hamburger was stolen by aliens.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. The ultimate clairvoyant.
Also, I find that funny in his free time event. He talks about the bad ending.
He does?
True.
Yeah, he predicts that the bad ending happens.
No way. I knew it. I never did his.
I forgot about that.
It's actually a funny detail. Like he talks about like I see myself in the future. Have you and me have the same? Our kid will have the same mother. Like,
I mean, his clairvoyance is always wrong, so good thing that wasn't right. That's funny. I didn't know that actually. That's interesting.
Oh, now you do. Now you get to.
Now I do.
Go back.
Now I have to go redo his free time events.
Yeah, and then they leave.
Hope's Peak Academy. The door opens and they leave. Was I the only one that thought when the machine guns went up that they were gonna get shot to death, or was that just me? Because I for sure when I saw the cinematic, I thought they were gonna get shot, and I was like, oh no, this is gonna add like salt to the wound. This is even worse.
That would have been too dark of an ending.
But it would be something that Junko would do. Think about it. She would have them hope, like have that hope of escaping, just to crush it by them getting shot to death.
No, but keep in mind, what she would probably want it is she probably would. No, the cameras were off already by that point. She would probably broadcast it as a thing.
But like, who would care? You know, she would. I mean, she was already dead, but like, she would still have the last laugh. You know?
Yeah. But still, it's Junko, you know? We're talking about Junko here.
Yeah. I mean, the ending is left open. So, it's open to well, I mean, first time playing the game, it was left open, you know? And it wasn't explained till after 2 what happened, you know?
Yeah, until Danganronpa 2 came out, and I was like, oh, cool, here we go. Never mind, here's an explanation to what happened.
Yep. Which I thought was pretty cool. I like that they didn't explain it then at the ending of what happened to them at the first game. They're just like, you know what, we're gonna go out, wherever the future has for us, we move on forward. You know? It's just a hope that keeps moving you forward. And then, that's it. That's like the last thing you hear.
And considering what happens in the future stuff, they just walk into like a fucked up world.
Yep. Well, I mean, they kind of fix it. because like the whole even after the whole
Danganronpa
virus thing
3.
breaks out, yeah, V3 creates a virus.
Technically, it's a weird position.
Yeah, but you know, we've been talking about story this whole time. You guys have anything else to say about the story before we move on?
Well, I already mentioned. I just okay, Fernando, speak.
No, like we already talked about. I really don't have anything else to put on it other than what I said in the part of the story. It's just really, it's just really my take on it when I think about it. So I really have nothing else to say.
I think I basically said what I want. Danganronpa 1, the first 5 chapters are really good, and then chapter 6 happens, where it just becomes a different game.
I can see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
The tone shift you mentioned. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's just like I love the tone in Danganronpa 1. The Whole Speak Academy is still the best setting because it's claustrophobic, and okay, I don't know why, but I love the colors of the first game in terms of the level. I mean, in the world.
The colors?
It's just, yeah, I always love the colors like illuminating the hallways in Whole Speak Academy. That's what really helps the atmosphere and tone.
Yeah.
Because that's like the main thing that Danganronpa 1 has is the atmosphere and tone until it becomes anime. But yeah, I think that story for the first game is fine.
Yeah, I think it's a nice introduction to the series.
Yeah.
So,
kind of a out of tone ending, but it's good.
Yeah, let's move on to, finally our second topic, I guess you could say. Stories.
Man.
I mean, talk about Danganronpa, the whole game is a story, so, it's going to be a big topic, so let's move on to gameplay.
It says here in the Monokuma file that Mizuno was killed in Nagi's room. Well, wait, hang on a second here.
Yes, in his bathroom, no less. How very illuminating.
Just a moment! It's not how it sounds! I mean, I should have known that lowly pun scum like you would be capable of something so depraved. Oh, hey guys, come on, it wasn't me! I mean, and I certainly didn't. I mean, I couldn't have. It was at this moment that I realized that, oh, am I kidding? I was screwed the moment I got here!
So the gameplay consists of two types of gameplay. The game describes them as deadly life and daily life. So in daily life is basically, when everything's happy, we're all living in rainbows and sunshine. Whoa. And then, during the daily life, you can hang out with the other students, free time events, And at the end of their free time events, you get the best reward of a friendship could have. You get their underwear. It's just amazing.
The best part. The best part.
The creators knew what they were doing, and I have to say I agree with that. I wouldn't mind grabbing some panties.
The thing is, they weren't added until the Vita release.
They were a genius move. During the day life, you can also explore a Hope Speak Academy and have conversation with other students. But then when you discover a body, it turns into dead life. So this is where the actual gameplay comes into place. So during deadly life is when you get investigation time, discovering like clues of like how the victim died, what the murder did, the murder weapon, how the victim died, stuff like that, Like you also get like the best part of like the game, the class trials. During the class trials is when you get like these debates that go on, During the debates you could solve puzzles, mini games, and whatnot, Class trials is like the best part, like of Danganronpa, you know?
It's the best part of the game. It's what people are down for the most, probably.
You feel like an actual detective, I guess you could say. You're finding the lies in people's sentences, and you get to say probably one of the most iconic lines that's oversaid too much in the Danganronpa community, but it's like no, that's wrong.
Man,
That's wrong.
Wouldn't it be weird if someone took a debate class just to say that? Yes, it did. So, what do you guys have to say about gameplay?
I could okay. Simple. The first, obviously, I really enjoyed the class trial system. I easily got like adjusted to it quickly for obvious reasons. Phoenix, right? Yes, that's obvious. So I'm like, yeah, I'm definitely down for this. And it was exciting as hell because I get to yell at people.
What about you, Fernando?
This is the main gameplay.
Oh.
And
For gameplay wise, I can say for sure that the camera is really slow.
But not slower than DR2.
True, you can't, guys. You can't. You can speed up the camera, but it does nothing.
It just feels the same.
But other than gameplay wise, I do enjoy the gameplay. I mean, it was kind of different than when I usually play, but I enjoy it. It is first person. It's not third person.
Yeah.
I want to mention
I think if it was third person, it probably would have been like kind of cooler. But first person's alright with me.
Walking around Homesphere Academy in third person seems pretty cool.
Actually, I was gonna mention the mini games themselves. I actually like the version of Hangman's Gambit in the first game. It's fine.
It's too easy.
Yeah, it's easy, but I don't mind it.
DR2 is too hard.
Well,
DR3 is just stupid.
V3
DR3
is
V3's
I think V3 is probably the better one because you don't take any damage if you don't miss any letters, and the letters aren't that simple. To get,
Yeah,
you know?
but in DR2, it's harder. They made it hard.
Yeah, and
really
my ass.
those.
Okay, what was the hell? I feel like there's one more minigame missing from like the Danganronpa one. I know there's
You had the panic time. Yeah, remember
That
with
was
the
that?
rhythm game at the end?
Oh, there you go, panic time debate.
Yeah.
Was that the only two minigames in the game? Really?
Yeah, you had Handman's Gambit. I don't remember what the second one was. The second one. There were like 3, I think there were.
I know there's the rhythm game, which is okay.
Yeah.
It was like the easiest minigame in the game.
Danganronpa's Gambit, which is the other one?
Like, okay, Ezra, did you have trouble in the rhythm game?
No, not at all.
Because I know that people seem to have trouble with it for some weird reason.
No, if anything, I think it was only V3's rhythm game gives me a run for my money.
Is it because you have to press more than one button?
Yes, they actually made it harder.
You mean they had one more? They had like 2 more buttons.
Yes, adding multiple buttons makes me confusion. America, I am confusion. But that's all I gotta say on gameplay. I think it was just those 2 minigames. I think. Well, let's move on to characters. Actually, this is like we kind of went a little bit more into the characters during the story, but like right here, I really want to talk about the characters.
Classmates, let us discuss all possibilities fairly.
What? Nah, dude. Let's all gang up on Ivy.
So the first one I have on my list is Monokuma. You know, the headmaster of the school, I guess you could say.
The mascot character.
Yeah, the mascot character of the series, by the way.
It's a good writing character.
Yep.
Really good dialogue.
Not to mention, I definitely prefer this Monokuma over his beta design, which is just a human, but like half of him is like inside out.
His voice in anime is horrible.
Yeah, his anime voice. Yeah, I mean, I love you. I forgot his name. It's the guy who does the voice. It's you know Frieza's voice actor, Fernando? His brother does the voice of Frost and the Monokuma.
Is it Greg? Oh, Greg Aries. There you go.
Chris Aries. Is it? Oh, no, wait, no. No, Greg Aries
No,
is
Greg.
Frieza, no?
No, Greg Aries is the guy that plays DR1.
Oh, then yeah.
The anime.
Yeah, the anime version of Monokuma. Yeah, Greg Aries. That's the guy.
Yeah, because in the game,
It's someone else.
it's the same. No, it's the same person. It's just they messed up on his voice.
No, it can't be, is it?
No, it is in the game. No, I'm sorry, I'm stupid. In the game,
Monokuma's
it's
game?
Brian Peacock. Yeah, in the game it's Brian Peacock, and in the anime it's Greg Aries.
Yeah.
Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, I prefer like actual
You can-
Monokuma.
And you can tell the difference immediately.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
I don't like Monokuma's anime voice. It's just my personal opinion.
I mean, I love Monokuma, but I also kind of hate him because you know he's kind of the main antagonist. He's forcing these people to kill each other, killing my waifus. How dare he?
Oh man.
Very
But
much.
he's a character. He's an interesting character.
To mention, there was more to him at the end. After the stick around for after the credits of the first game, he shows up and he reveals that Junko is not controlling him anymore, but yet he's still moving. So is there someone else?
Weird. Well, technically, they never explain on that.
Exactly, they don't.
Oh, it could be, you know, him, long-haired dude from the second.
Well,
game.
would he though? Why would he
No,
say,
wait.
"I am your headmaster"?
I don't know. I there's just no explanation why he moves in the second game. I mean,
Yeah.
the ending of the first game at the
Other
very end.
than for the sake of like hinting a sequel.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, well, just for that probably.
Let's talk about the protagonist, Makoto Nae. Ultimate talent, ultimate lucky student.
I think he's a good protagonist. He's a bit, you know, generic.
I think
Well,
but
he is voiced by the iconic
Bryce
he's
Peppenbrook.
so- Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
who is also, fun fact, Hector, he's the voice of Silver, the new voice of Silver the Hedgehog.
oh, so he's an optimist. Gotcha.
He's an optimist. That's why they got him for that.
But,
But he's
yeah,
also-
but Bryce,
Yeah, Peppenbrook.
he's one of the best. He's one of the best voice actors in my opinion.
I only know him because of Makoto, but like now I'm hearing him in other stuff, and I really like him now. I think he's interesting. I think Makoto, you know, he's just this like normal guy, you know, average guy who just got pulled in, became ultimate lucky student, and you know, yeah, other guys have actual talents.
Here's the thing I liked about Makoto, and the thing that find me liking Makoto was chapter 1 was the fact that it wasn't like the entire okay, let me start from the beginning. I think chapter 1 is what made me actually like Makoto as a character. Was he got betrayed by Sayaka.
Yeah.
He was used to be framed for it. And I like the way he handles it. He's not like, he doesn't get like depressed or sad. He's just like, you know, I'm just gonna take it and, you know, basically help her. Like, not really, yeah, basically I'm gonna keep going for the people who died.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh man, nice. That's
I'm gonna
nice.
I'm gonna
He
live their
does-
memory, yeah.
He doesn't blame Sayaka for trying to kill him or he's trying to frame him.
He actually like understands why she did it because
Yeah, he understands.
She kinda
Like,
lost it.
I noticed that in the first game, it feels like character death actually impacted the characters a lot.
I feel attacked. Is that all you were gonna say, or?
Well, that's like the main thing that made me like Makoto.
Yeah.
He's also kind of doofus. I don't know, not a doofus, but he's just like kind of there.
he's
Sometimes
kind
better.
of what's the word to say?
Clumsy?
There you go.
Yeah. Hey, thank you.
But
He's
I
a
like
lovable,
Those.
clumsy guy. I
But he's
mean,
cool.
it is his luck looking out for him, which I think is like the best part of him.
Like, he's clearly not a strong character, but I like him for that.
Yeah.
Like physically, he's like not that strong, but in terms of
Probably
like
the
mentally and
weakest.
everything else. But in terms of mentally and like everything else, he's actually kind of the strongest in my opinion.
Yeah, that's what makes it. He actually like grows as
Yeah.
a character. Subtly,
Yeah. Not as height.
not as
Because
high
he's
as
also
the
really
actor.
short.
He's not my favorite protagonist. But I
can't
still like
believe
him.
your opinion.
I
I
think
can't
he's
believe
the
your opinion is wrong.
So, as like, I guess you could say, every protagonist always has those like two
Yeah, okay.
friends that like help him out during the class trials. In Makoto's case, it's Kyoko and Byakuya. What do you guys think about them?
Okay, so basically you're saying Makoto has his girlfriend. And
Kyoko, best waifu.
And his friend. Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's the best way to describe Kyoko, the ultimate detective.
Best waifu.
best girl, yeah. Yep. Can't get. What about Byakuya? What do you guys say about Byakuya?
Byakuya.
He's probably the one that made the most character development. He went from this like jerk to being this guy who's like, I guess I can care about you, but he means it, you know.
He's still kind of a douche.
Yeah, but like
Not gonna lie.
you actually kind of like it.
I was gonna say, I'm not gonna lie, he reminds me of Kaiba from Yu-Gi-Oh.
Is it because of the poses?
Not just that, but they act like similar. But
Yeah.
Kaiba's more extreme with how fucking fried he is, and I love him for that. Though, my opinion is more realistic.
He's a realist.
Just fucking.
Is that what you meant?
Yeah, but I still like him. I actually like him because he actually gets developed. He's I tend to like the characters that are assholes, but the girl from it.
Yeah. Yeah, like that's why Fuyuhiko's probably one of my favorite characters from DR2.
Oh yeah, Fuyuhiko's my favorite. My absolute favorite character from DR2, other than that guy,
That guy? I know who you mean.
Makoto too.
So, this game built up, as we mentioned before, a bro-tastic relationship in the form of Ishimaru and Mondo. I love their relationship, and I think those two are perfect, dude.
Yeah, I agree with it.
I was gonna say it's a good romance that's sadly used, and it sadly ends badly, in my opinion.
Yeah. It is
I'm not
really
talking
sad.
about no, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about what they do with it after they die. I mean, after Mondo dies.
The whole him turning into
like
Ultra Instinct?
Yeah, because this could be used as development for Ishimaru, but they're like, let's do funny joke. And then he dies.
Oh, that's even sadder. Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot
that's
about
They
that.
are broken when he died.
Yeah, they clearly were not. They're like, yeah, let's just do a joke with him. Like, oh, what do you we could have him be developed as keep going for Amando. Keep living, learn
Yeah.
from the friendship.
Ishimondo was born.
Yeah.
Or Kiyomondo, whatever his name was.
Yeah, that's the
Kiyomondo.
only thing I don't like about this character. That's the only thing I don't like about this character. He just becomes a joke after chapter 2.
Pretty sad. I mean,
But yeah.
I like how, they go to the Hope Sphere Academy and they're gonna be future leaders of the country. Yeah, I can't wait for a future biker gang leader to be in charge of the government. But then you also got Kiyotaka's more a believable one because he's the ultimate, what is it?
Moral compass?
Yeah, that's the one. Well, I think it depends on what translation you're playing. But it's more like he follows the rules, no? Something like that?
Yeah, he's a good leader. He tries
Yeah.
to be the leader at the beginning.
Yeah, but it doesn't work out for him because of his attitude, no? More like his bravado, I guess you could say.
Well, it works. He dies.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he did lose his friend. Okay, let's talk about a useless character. I hate Hifumi.
I was about to say that.
Because he's fat.
No, it's because he's useless. And he killed Ishimaru.
Dude, what do you mean? He tries to look up hentai on
Hifumi is like the combination of all the weebs.
Yeah.
Dude, he's a doujin artist. He's super useful. What the hell's he
No,
gonna do?
his sibling is the doujin artist. He just writes
First
fan
of-
fictions.
First of all, the man weighs 350 pounds. Let's get that right.
Okay. Well, I mean, I don't.
And Fumi's he's just a joke character. Let's be honest. We all know he's
Yeah.
gonna die.
Yeah.
He's fat.
The
He's gonna die.
thing is that the first time I saw him, I thought he was gonna die first. I was completely wrong. He survived until the middle of the game. I was
Also,
like, what? I was like, what the hell?
Also, I love in the same chapter where Ishimaru goes into his final form. Hifumi is horny.
Yeah, I want to make love to laptop.
That's man, nice arc, bro.
Yeah.
And then he dies.
So there's
That's all he
another
does.
there's another pair of I guess you could say characters that had a sort of bromance, and that's Sakura and Asahina. And I mentioned Asahina to Fernando, my first impressions of her. I mentioned that she was just a McDonald's ice cream cone dipped in chocolate fudge. Because of her.
But that wasn't a love relationship. It was like a sister relationship.
No, yeah, of course.
pretty good.
If anyone disagrees with me, then they'll
Okay.
be on top.
Let me actually, now that I think about it, Sakura's and Aoi's relationship is what Ishimaru's and Mondo should have been, and it actually was.
the whole live forward, like it doesn't matter what I do.
And grow from the other one.
Grow first,
The only
yeah.
problem is at least Ishimaru didn't try to kill everyone else, and Aoi was just going to him an emotional breakdown and try to kill everyone. But
Yeah.
that's it.
So, I did she was part of the plan, but I kind of feel sad for Mukuro. Is that just me?
If you watch Danganronpa 3, she's
Well, yeah, they kind of ruined her character in 3, because in the Danganronpa What If, it's confirmed that she actually likes Makoto.
here's the best part about Mukuro. She feels inconsistent sometimes, like her character.
From in the
Like-
DR3 anime.
I'm talking about general. Like you got
Oh, in
Mukuro
general?
from
Okay,
Danganronpa
yeah.
1, you got Mukuro from Danganronpa If, and then you got Mukuro from Danganronpa 3, and they're all completely different characters.
Please, Kodaka, fix this character. This character needs a buff. That's
Not
just me
just a
though.
minor buff. Not just a minor buff, a major buff.
Okay, please upgrade her up tilt. Okay, this next character I was
What?
baited.
Oh, Chihiro.
I was baited.
How can you hate Chihiro? He's so cool. He's actually nice. He's actually one of the best characters.
I don't
in the game.
hate Chihiro. I was just baited.
Chihiro's is like one of the best fighting characters in the game.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
His whole arc of how the reason he cross-dresses is because he doesn't want to be picked on anymore because of how wimpy he was, I guess you could say. Because people were bullying him, so he's like, you know what, I'll just dress as a girl so that they think I'm a girl because of his physique,
Also, I just find it funny. Actually, no, I don't find it funny. I honestly find it really sad. It's like he actually tries to grow, but then tragedy hits.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he's the only one too. Yeah, he's the only one that stood up. He's like, you know what, I'm not gonna let these secrets change who I am. I'm gonna become stronger,
Yeah, and that's what made it so sad.
Yeah. Want to talk about another useless character? Guess a hero.
Like, what do you mean? He gets too much development.
He gets so much development. Yeah, he got his hamburger back from the aliens.
He has a fucking ball as a fucking magic ball.
The magic 8-ball. It's crystal ball.
Dude, his mom is like way better
Nah,
character.
it's an 8-ball just repainted.
His mom is nothing like him.
His mom was like a way better character.
I know, that's the thing that's really crazy about it.
She just stands there and smokes. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. I do hate Celeste though.
I like her design a lot. Like her actual aesthetic is great. Her character
Oh
is.
yeah.
I like her character.
I don't.
It's a good contrast to the group.
The outsider, you could say.
Yeah, it's a good contrast because I do think it's important to at least have at least a few characters that are like, yeah, we know about the situation we're in, and that's what Byakuya and Celeste are.
Yeah. I would say
bring reality to the.
she's a good, I guess you could say, rival to Makoto because their talents are kind of similar,
Yeah.
Ultimate gambler, ultimate
But-
lucky student.
Plus,
But,
it's Makoto's the best boy.
Well, yeah, his luck prevailed.
Makoto looked generic. That's why he won.
Yep. I think in her free time events, if you play cards with her, Makoto will actually win, I think. I'm not too certain. I gotta say, I didn't like Toko at first, but I did after playing UDG.
Same here. Kind
'Cause
of.
the
I always
whole-
did like Makoto's a character,
Yeah.
but she's better.
She's grown so much, and she even says it herself. When she talks to Kamaru about like sometimes you're gonna do things that you don't want to do or see things that you don't want to see, and nothing can stop you from doing that.
But yeah, Toko is as a character that I do enjoy. I don't like her sometimes her because she feels like her personality is they just keep reusing it for the whole game. It's it's fine, I can deal with it, and then they're like, let's give her development and Ultra Despair Girls. Not in the game she starts it, no, in a side game.
No, it has to be in the Ultra Despair.
But I still like her character.
Yeah. Not to, yeah.
I mean,
well,
you
I like the whole
won't
Suggested.
ever see me playing Ultra Despair Girls.
Come on, man, just try it.
No.
Oh, okay, I tried.
The only reason I probably even played in the first place because of Naiga's sister.
Leon's a character I pretty much don't really mind. It's like he's like a whatever character to me, you know?
He's just to be the first murderer, but at the
Yeah.
same time, I don't mind his character. I think he's a interesting killer because he's like the only. I think he's like the one character that could have stopped,
But he
didn't.
chose to keep going. Yep. That bit him in the ass.
Because it was
Yeah,
self-defense in the
that was-
beginning. But as soon as Sayaka like locked herself in the bathroom, I think that stopped being self-defense.
Yeah, it's when he could stop.
Because he could have left, and that's it. He could have just left and like tell the others, like warn them. But he's like, no, I'm gonna go for the kill.
Yep. And speaking of Sayaka, a lot of people actually hate her, calling her Snake.
Understandable.
Yeah.
But she's the perfect character for the beginning of the game.
She's a weak character, you know. She broke easily, and that's pretty
Yeah.
sad.
I think she's a great character for what the game's trying to do. As an actual character, though, she's fine.
The ultimate pop idol.
Yeah, she's fine.
She's hot.
Okay.
That's just I'm like surprised.
So I just want to put that out
fuck
there.
For
Alright.
yeah, she's hot.
Let's talk about the ultimate antagonist. The antagonist of this game. The ultimate despair. Junko no Shima.
Binko.
Funko. Let's talk about Funko.
Funko?
I hate Junko, actually.
Oh, Junko. I thought you said Funko for some reason. I was like, what the hell?
But, like, Araki... Like,
Araki?
Hirohiko Araki, the creator of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, I believe he said once, you know, a good villain is a villain that you hate. And, you know, that's why a lot of people hate but love you at the same time, you know? And it's the same thing for Junko. You know, I gotta hand it to Kodaka, you know? Kodaka's good at writing and designing characters, you know?
I was gonna say I would hate Yoshikage Kira. He's my favorite villain.
What do you mean, bro? He killed... Spoilers.
He killed a dog.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
Almost did a book spoil.
Yeah. What do you guys think about Junko, though?
She's whatever. She's like a generic. She's like a generic antagonist.
She's good for the first
I
game,
don't
but to bring her back for multiple sequels...
I don't think she shined in the first game. I think the second game is where she starts to shine as a character because her dialogue is like way better in the second game.
She has more time to talk.
Yeah.
But she's
The
in
first game
charge.
she felt it's kind of
In 3 though, that's where the big secret comes out. But that's for the discussion.
She doesn't do much in the Danganronpa 3 anime, though. I mean, she shows
Yeah,
up for like one scene.
The animation just shows up.
And she's like the most important. She's like the most important character from 3 anime.
In the Despair arc, she is, but in the Future arc, she's like,
No, well, makes sense. She's dead.
yeah, Afterlife Theater. I don't know if you showed that, but you know, the whole like, you know, why I want to create Despair, because I am Despair. It's all right.
Man, what a good motive.
Leon, what the hell, man?
I hadn't gotten any in forever, dude. I thought it was my chance, but she rejected me. And then...
Get away from me, you big weenie! Weenie!
Nobody calls me a weenie!
Let's move on to music.
Oh, music? Oh,
Music, you know,
Oh.
music in any game is probably what helps sets the tone for like all of these games, and in the visual novel, it probably helps
It's
the most.
important.
Yeah, it's important. It helps you understand what to feel, since you can't really have big action sequences like Call of Duty or, you know, what's another game, God of War, you know. So
Yeah, I was gonna say, music in a visual novel is super important, like vital, because a lot of it is reading. It's either you have the character portrait or the reading. So music is super important. If the music is bad, I'm like, ooh, okay then. But thankfully, Danganronpa does not fail as the music.
I think the most iconic song in like all of Danganronpa has to be the main theme. I mean, what are the choices there? I mean, it's been remixed for every game.
Wait, Danganronpa? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Danganronpa's a good song from Danganronpa.
Danganronpa's a good thing from Danganronpa. And like, my favorite version of the song is the intro from 2. But V3 is a close second. The jazz,
smooth.
Yeah, smooth jazz.
Okay.
But like, do you?
I like jazz.
But this is where I ask you guys, you know, what song from DR1 stands out to you the most?
I know. I'll be honest. I know what song I want to pick, but I want to pick like a joke answer, like that one stupid song that plays when it's like, "Oh no, funny weird moment, woo!" But I'm talking. No, but in reality, Beautiful Dead.
Beautiful Dead?
Yeah.
And like, what sort of like part of the game would you encounter that song?
When you're walking the hallways, that is not the happy. It's when you're walking the hallways that isn't, you know, Beautiful Days blasted in your ear. Basically, when you're not doing free time events, it's that song.
Yeah.
Because I love that song because it's the perfect combination of it's relaxing, but it's not like happy at the same time. But it's just like you can just chill to the song.
And you, Fernando?
Like I did say, one of my favorite ones is Danganronpa, like the actual theme song that plays in the like in the beginning of the game when you're selecting. That is one of my favorite ones, but in terms of the actual when you're actually playing in game is when you're investigating or going around the map.
Yes.
I forgot what it was. There you go, box 15 and box 16.
The rock version too.
Yeah, the rock version I kind of like more, and the other one I really like is New World Order. That's another one.
Yes, that's a good one actually. I gotta say though,
the other ones are pretty good. It's just those are the ones that stand out.
those are what stand out to you. Yeah, like an OST that like you think of Danganronpa, this is the first song that comes to your head.
In V3 though, there's some good ones.
Oh, V3 has a lot. They really stepped up the game.
Yeah, in V3 there's a bunch of good ones, but that's like for another time. So.
Oh, definitely that one. My favorite soundtrack from DR1 has to be Beautiful Days, like Hector mentioned before. I think it's a nice song. I think it's nice,
you like the
cheery
happy song?
Yeah, sunny and hopeful, you know? Like, well, personally to me, it's a nostalgic song. Because it reminds me of the first time I played Danganronpa 1. And it was and like, every time I hear it, I just like, have that nostalgic memory of me playing as Makoto, walking through the halls of Post Peak Academy, you know? Looking around, seeing who I want to talk to, who I want to hang out today. Yeah, I just think it's pure nostalgia for me, and I think it's a beautiful song.
Is it because it plays more than Beautiful Dead?
You can say whatever you want if it's because it's stuck in my head, but I think it's probably the best song. Box 15 though is a close second.
I love mine Beautiful Days. I just think it's too cheery, but then again, it makes sense because it wants to be cheery in those specific moments before, you know, it becomes Danganronpa. But I mostly say Beautiful Days is because, again, the vibe, but also because it adds so much to the atmosphere of the game. It's the combination of it and the colors. It just gives me this unique feeling that I still think none of the other games has. Also, Class Trial is good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Class Trial is my other favorite song in the game because I like, you know, those type of music.
But
I think that's my favorite song in the game. Like those two.
Yeah, man. They're good picks. But we're already at the end, actually.
But hey, I'm a bear of my word. I dropped off those pics in your rooms, so get ready to see what my snow looks like under those clothes.
I fucking hate that bear.
So we're moving on to our final thoughts. Yeah. What do you guys, someone like says Danganronpa, what's the thing that stands out to you the most about Danganronpa 1? Like, how does this game make you feel, you know? Like, how did you feel when you first finished it, you know? Whichever one of you is free to speak.
I think, for me, like the best part about Danganronpa 1 is the atmosphere and the tone.
That's like
it's consistent.
What's your favorite moment in the series, the first game?
I think. Ooh, man, it's hard.
What I think about I'm not gonna copy Hector what he said, but I am the same atmosphere and tone. I'm gonna copy you, Hector. But
that's good, you know.
But it's because realistically, there's
Well, the game really does stand out to you because you expect it to be good, and well, it is. The anime is just crap, but the game is where it actually stands out the most.
Yeah, the
And when
game
you
actually
buy
has
this game,
time.
yeah, you buy this game,
flesh out.
you expect it to be good, and guess what? You are hit with good content. Sure, it's not going to be the greatest out of all the other three, but it's a pretty good, enjoyable game. If you want to kill time, you know. And if you don't think if you have nothing else to play, then this is also a good game to play.
I'm not a big fan into visual novels, but Danganronpa actually started to change my mind about that. And I think it's a great game. The thing that stands out to me the most about like this game is probably the story and the characters and the theme of hope versus despair. Because I started playing this game at a time where I was feeling pretty down in the dumps myself, you know? This game talking about hope kind of lifted me up. Not as much as DR2, but it did get me on the right track, you know? And probably my favorite moment in DR1 probably has to be, I think it's, that's a really difficult question, damn. There's so many good moments in this game, and sad moments too.
I want to say the entirety of Chapter 4 is my favorite part of the game, but Chapter 1 and 2 are pretty damn good for me. Pretty high for me as well.
I gotta say, it's probably the ending that does it for me, because that's where the message is made clear, you know?
Yeah, you can. As I noticed that you and me are like completely different because you like the happier moment. I like the darker moments.
I guess I'm
kind of in the both. Like I'm in between. I like happy and then.
All right, moving on to our. What do you guys think? Any final thoughts on Danganronpa? Or we?
I mean, really, we discussed really whatever we talked about. Oh, well, my favorite moment. That's what I didn't say. It's when it's towards the end, in chapter 6.
Mm-hmm.
It's when Naegi actually chapter 5 when they all betray him, but yet he accepts the fact that there's a reason why. Like he knows like they had to do it because it was for Kyoko to keep on going. Mm-hmm. She knows that if something was going on, if she died, they probably weren't going to solve it at all. And it was true. Like if she died, it wasn't going to get solved. So, but if Naegi was the one to die, then
she could continue.
Yeah, but it was just so happens that his ultimate luck and alter ego decided to save him.
Yeah.
So theoretically, that's my favorite point because he forgave him in the end. Still, like he still forgives him for betraying for not. Would it be betrayal though? Like
that's kind of.
That's what I'm saying. Would it count as betrayal?
Well, they had it was the safest bet mostly.
Yeah, because you saw what happens in the secret cutscene when Kyoko dies.
Yeah.
They all share Aoi.
Toko's dead.
It becomes a chocolate-filled donut. Or vanilla-filled donut, I guess.
Shut up.
Yeah, but that's my favorite part of the game is just that little secret because it shows that he's building up character. Like he understands why this had to happen, or why it had to happen. So,
this is a great game. This is this is a great game. Period. No, this is a game that introduces you to a great world, you know, a great franchise, a great series. Everything about this game and the characters it creates and the story it builds and tells, I think is great. It's memorable. I would recommend it to everyone, not just people who are into mystery novels or mystery games or even just visual novels, you know? And like, I personally was like, reading? Ew, I gotta read? Nah. And then I played it and I was like, I still don't like reading, but this game is amazing, you know? And every now and then I go back to playing Danganronpa and I find myself enjoying it. You know, I can't get that first experience back, but it's memorable as hell. And this game just did that. Like, this game is memorable and I'll always hold this game dear to my heart. The whole game is about hope versus despair. And I think it says the message pretty clear. You know, if yelling hope at your screen isn't clear enough, then something's wrong. But Out of all 3 games, it's probably the most nostalgic of all.
Danganronpa 1, I think, is definitely the game that sets the blueprint for the rest of the series. I'd both at a cost because it sets some trends that is like iffy, but at the same time it sets the formula, which it's both a good and bad thing, both which they will discuss later on. But as the first game in the series, it's great. It sets everything. And honestly, if it wasn't for the first game, I think Danganronpa 1, at least the rest of the series wouldn't have brought like. Actually, I think one of the later games in the series is actually one of my favorite like fictions in general. Rival to the other visual novel series that I really enjoyed. Like, it also gives me a contender to be like, at least to not just to like, all right, let's go. It's time for murder mystery reading, and it's like Danganronpa. It's great. It's great at giving you a murder mystery experience, especially because it gives you a unique one. It's probably, I want to say it's one of the more unique visual novel games other than Zero Escape, which is a completely different series. That's probably some Spike Chun stuff. But at the same time, it's like I don't know what to say. It's good. The first game is just solid, except for like towards the end. But everything before that, it's pretty damn good. And honestly, after I beat the game, I was super excited to continue the series. This Danganronpa 2.
Oh, he said that.
Man. What a conflicting game.
Hey man, why you hating Danganronpa? It's a good game.
I don't hate it. I just find it. I just have a lot of issues with it. But hey, Danganronpa 1, really good game, solid. Everything after that is up to debate, in a good way.
Danganronpa honestly is one of the nicest. The Danganronpa community is one of the nicest communities I've ever been in, I've ever met, I've ever known of. Definitely, if you're excited for Danganronpa 2, like if you're seeing this and you haven't played Danganronpa 2, you should play Danganronpa 2. And if you're watching this for the first time, what are you doing? Go play Danganronpa. We probably just spoiled this video, the game for you, but that shouldn't stop you from experiencing this game. You should play Danganronpa. It's a game you're never gonna regret. It's been building up a lot of traction lately. For some reason, I don't know why. It's been getting more popular. People are in demand for more Danganronpa, and I fear that V3 may come true. But
oh man,
that's all I got to say on Danganronpa 1. I think that's it. Do you guys have anything else? Or we
no, like you said, it is getting popular for some. Like just out of nowhere, just started getting popular.
Yeah.
So
if it interests you, just try it out. Simple as that.
Definitely
should go blind.
Yeah, you should play 2 before we get there. But
don't watch the anime, guys. Don't watch the anime.
Give it a try, guys. Don't. Come on, you gotta watch the anime. Don't listen to him.
Oh, by the way, yeah, the creator of Danganronpa, Katsuka Kodaka.
Yeah.
He's actually the last time he created the game was V3, which came out 2018, and shortly after the release of that game, he said he was gonna take a 3-year break.
And how many years has it been?
Right now, yeah, 2 years. So just keep in mind, they might release something next year. So just careful, just keep your eyes out. But so far he's been creating other games. What other games he's been creating?
He created
he's working.
He has the anime coming out, and he has Death March Club is already out actually, or at least the first part of it is out on iOS. It was supposed to be a console game, but then or PC game, I bet, I think, and then they moved it down to a mobile game, which is kind of sad, but you know, I can't play it.
Switch too.
I don't have Japanese Switch now.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think it's just the first part of the game. But yeah, And he also has the anime come out. Definitely go check that out. It's alright. It's good. You got the Mikan and Chiaki Love Child, but it's alright. And then he has 2 other projects coming out. I don't remember what they're called, but definitely be on the lookout for them. Maybe once those projects are done, we'll get a Danganronpa 4. Who knows?
Yeah, because so far he said after that, after V3, he says to take a break. So
he did leave V3 open. Yep. Danganronpa 2 next. We'll definitely have Fernando and Hector here. We'll probably add someone else for Danganronpa 2, and then after that, add someone else for UDG and V3, depending on how.
Let's be honest.
What's up?
V3's gonna be chaotic.
Let's be honest, this is what you want me for Danganronpa 2.
The following games that we're going to talk about are going to have very conflicting opinions.
Mostly PK Addict or Hector being wrong in every single opinion, but we're just going to ignore that.
Oh, thank you.
But that's going to be it, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this Truth Bullets discussion. Definitely more on the way. I do have more Truth Bullet game discussions that I want to talk about, not just Danganronpa, but right now, definitely go subscribe to the channel if you guys are enjoying more content. Definitely leave a like, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.
Are we gonna talk about Danganronpa 3? Because I don't want to fucking
That
talk about Danganronpa.
I do not know of, because that's not really a game. It's more like an anime. If anything, we can just talk about it when we talk about Danganronpa 2.